Good afternoon, Pathfinders, venture leaders. Welcome to another one of my fireside chats. I'm sitting out here watching my fire, and just to prove there is a fire, because everybody harangues me about my fire, that's a fire. Alright, you guys saw it? I actually had a fire today. I'm watching the fire, because we're going to be roasting some good old roasties on there. Maybe some s'mores later, who knows what. So, while I'm waiting for those coals to burn down, I figured I'd actually record another video. I know I'm several weeks behind getting videos out, but allergies. Alright, so this video, I want to talk to you guys about talking to your Pathfinders about summer activities. When your Pathfinders are doing and working honors, there's 4 ways they can actually earn their honors. 1, in the club, right? You guys all know about how that one goes. 2, they can do them like at camporees, summer camps and stuff, right? But then they can also earn them at home and school. So school, pretty simple, right? In the church schools, a lot of times they use the AY requirements or close to it for the honors. And a lot of times in our church school system, these leaders even work with the clubs, so you guys can work it out and get the honors easily. If they're going to a public school, though, they can get those honors easy. But the other one is home, and summer is an excellent time to do a few extra honors you can't do so easily otherwise. And so a lot of our kids, you guys are about to have the whole summer off, right? And your parents are busy signing up their kids for summer activities. They're getting signed up for swimming lessons, golf, art classes, painting, watercolors, photography classes. There's a whole summer full of activities these kids are being signed up for. Summer camps. And all these are a great source of honors. So, how do you do this? That is the thing which I'm going to be covering mainly here. So step 1, let your kids know they can get honors for doing this stuff. Right? If they go to bird camp, they're going to over-qualify for the bird honor by the time they get back. Right. So what they need is a lot of these camps and stuff, summer day camps, week camps, conference camps, scout camps, who knows what kind of camp they're going to get to go to. Community, just day camps. They'll have all these activities. And what you need from the camp is a signing off on the skills they learned at that camp. And most camps will provide this. They'll provide a little card or something that says, at camp, your kid learned how to do X, Y, Z. So let's say you got them on a city adventure camp here in Salt Lake. There's a really good one. They got so many kids. And they arrange for day activities for the kids. And one of the ones I saw them doing last year is they went river rafting, and they rented, they had like 5-6 buses from the school districts. They had semi-loads of rafts, and they took, I forget how many hundreds of kids out river rafting in just a few days. They made the news. It was pretty big. And they plan on doing it literally regularly, like every few weeks all summer. Huge inner city program, right? So if your kid did that, he might be like, hey, is there an honor for river rafting? Yes, there is. Maybe your kid is doing a golf camp. There's an honor for golf. Maybe your kid's doing a soccer camp for the summer. There's no way that you're doing a whole week-long summer camp about soccer and not earning the soccer honor, right? So look at these different camps, and then look at the requirements, and you should be close. Now, once you look at those requirements they finished, then you got to look at the Pathfinder requirements and see what they didn't do, and you're going to have to arrange for that to happen. One of the simple things you can do is talk to the camp and say, hey, my kid's a scout, and he's working on, I recommend just call them merit badges, because that's what Boy Scouts use. Just say he's working on his badge. Sometimes it's very simple language, because a lot of times if you're a Girl Scout, a Boy Scout, Pathfinder, Campfire Girl, every group calls there something different, but everybody knows are familiar with Boy Scout language. So when you're talking to these groups, talk Boy Scout language, and it helps get what you want out of them. So hey, my kid's working on his archaeology badge. My kid's working on his robotics badge. My kid's working. Just keep the language simple. And if they jump to the conclusion that he's a Boy Scout, it's not our problem. Or a Girl Scout, or whatever, right? And most of the time, and if they dive in deeper and go, hey, my kid's, which scouting group is he? He's in the Pathfinder group. Oh, Pathfinder. I don't know what that one is. Yeah, it's a Christian scouting group. Oh, we love Christian scouting. Almost everybody loves that. So it's really easy. But if you just start with, he's working on his honor, most people don't know that. Like, honors. He's working on his honors. Huh. So you just say his badge, which the honors is a badge. You're not lying. Yeah, he's working on his badge. We just call our badges honors. Okay? And you say, okay. And then you go, hey, he's working on his wood carving badge, and he needs to sign off on these, and he can get it. And usually, whoever's leading at the camp will be, let me see the list. Hand him the list, right? Because you were smart and brought it with you, right? And he'll look down the list and like, yeah. And usually you're going to hit the Bible part, because almost every honor has a little Bible piece to it, at least, because we like to take Christ with us everywhere, right? So I go, I can do all of this, but this one. And you're like, let's see, okay, that one. So you might have to do that one on your own with the kid, or arrange for it to be done. Like I took a whole bunch of my Pathfinders to our local aviary, and we did the bird camp. There was a full day camp, and they had all the equipment for birding. I mean, they had the log books, the binoculars, the bird collars, or the whistles, they can call the birds. And I mean, they had everything. The only thing we brought was our money and our lunch and ourselves. And they looked at it and they said, yeah, we can do all of this except for the Bible verse part where you had to find 3 Bible verses in the Bible listing birds. I'm like, my kids can't do that. They're in trouble already. But they're like, yeah, the only reason we can't do it is because we're a government program and we can't favor religion. So I understandable. They got the whole rest of it done. All right. So these kids are going to go off to camp, and they can do whatever requirements they have, and they will sign off their piece of paper of everything. Or you take the paper they give you at the end of camp and just staple it with their Pathfinder paper that says they did all this, and it'll correlate pretty close to what we do in our Pathfinders for their honors. And a lot of times, if there's a piece that we have to do, which they don't, they'll try to work it in. Like, you guys need one of these. We might be able to do that. We'll see if we can get that in there. I saw that in a pottery one. The pottery honor wanted one thing. They were doing a different project, but the guy's like, I think we could work that in at the end, because it was a week-long class, and they worked it in. Like, okay. It wasn't a big deal to them. They do pottery, right? So having that wasn't a problem for them. Now you can collect these all summer long, program after program. Swimming program. Swimming is a very common one because all the swimming honors tell you what Red Cross level they correspond to. And so with the swimming honors, we almost always do those for the Red Cross, which is usually your local swimming program in your county or community pool. So, I mean, that one right there is, very few clubs actually have an instructor in them who's capable of instructing to that level, right? So, we almost always do those for a county pool. And then the parent brings their paper from the pool that says they finished Red Cross 3 or 4 or 5, and it corresponds to whichever Pathfinder honor, swimmer, beginner swimmer, advanced, whatever, right? And then the teacher looks at it and goes, okay, great, we got that done. And then, but all the rest of these, you're going to do it the same way. You're just going to bring that paper in that says, hey, your kid learned small engine repair at our class, and here's everything he did, and I checked off everything on your special card for you, or paper, or you just stapled it to it showing they did it, and you're going to give it to the club director. if the class made anything, pictures of the kid with the stuff they made is always a good extra if you can do that. If you're looking towards the next year's fair, if they made something really nice, of course, ask the kid to keep tabs of that, because next year they could put it in the fair and maybe win a ribbon if they did something really nice, right? Because, anytime they do something really extra, they should think about getting some ribbons at the fair. Now, the only big ribbon I ever won, I won Best of Show one year. The big purple ribbon was an honor I did on my own. So I've been doing the small flowers. I was working on the flower honor, and I grew a garden full of pansies. But I also grew from a cutting, as a bigger project, a pussy willow, and it grew into an entire bush. And I was my friend year. I wasn't too big of a person yet, and the bush was bigger than I was, and I had it growing in a mayonnaise jar. Not the little ones, but the big ones. When I say mayonnaise jar, the big ones, like maybe your grandmother keeps quarters in or something. Yeah, that was beautiful. Well, it was huge, and it was in bloom at the time of the fair. It was perfect. So, but that was an honor I did on my own. So sometimes those ones you do on your own or do at a camp can be a really good source for fair winning honors. So especially if it's something you really like doing, because you might do more of them and make even better ones. So a lot of times in Pathfinders we only have 2 hours, 3 hours to work on an honor, and you might not gotten a chance to really get into it and see if you like it. Whereas at summer camp and you spend a whole week with a subject, you might have gotten a lot better at it and decided, hey, I can really make some cool stuff here. So that's basically all it is to it. So do things you want to do. If they match to an honor which is already out there, take the requirements to the people doing the camp, see what they'll sign off on, see if they'll help you fill in what parts that aren't. If the parts that aren't signed off, arrange for them to be done on your own. Maybe the kid has to do another project or something. Leather camp. The leather honor, you're supposed to do some projects. A lot of times you end up doing one at camp, but you need to do a few more, so you do them at home. So you take photos of the kids with the ones you did at home, or bring them with to the leader. Hey, here's the piece of paper that says I did them all, and here's the extra projects I did. I'll brought them right with us so you can see them. And your director should be like, wow, you had a busy summer, Johnny. This is awesome. And there you go. Your director should take that as good as gold and put those honors on the list to order for the next time you order honors for the club, which might not be till next spring, so don't get upset if you don't get your patch immediately. If they have an active club, they may do patches more than once a year. They might do a beginning of the year patch, one just for all the kids who did summer stuff, because you got stuff probably from Camporee, because most Camporees are after investiture, at least they are in the Nevada Utah Conference. Those of you guys watching this video at other conferences, of course, I think most conferences have Camporee in late spring or early fall nowadays, depending where in the country you are. But there's a few conferences that do summer camps still. So, but anything, summer camps, Camporees, summer programs, you should be earning all sorts of honors all summer. And yeah, just take those papers to your director and have them sign off, and you might come out of the summer with 2, 3, 4, maybe even half a dozen, maybe even a dozen. I don't know how active your summer is, but you can really fill in that sash with some serious honors, and maybe some honors that your local club won't have the resources to do, like stained glass work, or some of those need special tools to do them, and a lot of times our clubs don't have the tools to do that. So who knows what you might be able to get done. So look around, enjoy your summers, and enjoy some of those new honors that you might not earn otherwise, because it's fun. See you guys later. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments, or post in the comments about some honor you earned in the past and during a summer. And just share, and I'll keep making more videos, hopefully more often. And if you want me to do a certain video, just send me a note in the chat, and or a personal message, and I'll see if I can tackle it.